Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today in this video we are going to take a look at another aquarium light, and this is the Lini LY307. Now if you remember one of my previous videos, you will remember that I did a video on a similar light with the same model number, which is here LY307B, and the one that I've got now is the LY307A. Other than the model number, the thing that may separate them is the shape of the light. The one that I bought previously, which is the LY307B, is circular in shape, and the LY307A is squared shape, and I recommend this over the circular one. There's a reason for that, which I will tell you later in this video. Other than that, there is not much difference between the two lights. Both the lights are 6.4 watt rated. As you can see, this is the square light and this is 6.4 watt. The one that I bought previously was also as you can see 6.4 watt. The other thing is that this light is also available in two different colors, the white one and the black one, and the Lini LY307B, which was the circular light, also available in two different colors, which is the black one and the white one. As you can see, if you flip the cover, you can see both the version of the light. So let's just open the box and see how the light looks from inside. So here is the light. As you can see, it looks much bigger than the circular light that we bought earlier. Here is your inline switch, which you can use to turn the light on. Here is your 2-pin plug, and here is a little bigger clip, which is capable of working on 6 to 8 millimeter of glass. There you can see that it is capable of 3 to 8 millimeter of glass. We will test this on a 5 millimeter and an 8 millimeter glass as well. Now, as you can see, this light comes with a couple of blue LEDs. These LEDs are blue, 1 2 3 4 blue LEDs, and rest of the LEDs are kind of your white LEDs. In the beginning, again, I thought that this was some sort of a touch button, but it is not. This is just a normal plastic part. Now, the light is flexible. You can bend this in either direction depending upon your liking, and the build quality seems very nice. Now let us quickly measure the length of this cable. So let me just open this. So I've got the cable opened. I've got my tape measure here. I'm going to start from here. We will measure the length of this cable. So as you can see, the length of the cable is about 100 centimeter, a little longer than 100 centimeter, which is close to 3.5 feet. Now if we take a look at the light itself, you can see this is a square shaped light, and we measure the length of this light. You can see that this is almost a little less than 3 inches in this direction, and again, because this is square shape, again almost a little less than 3 inches. The thickness of the light is about 10 centimeters, a little less than 10 centimeters, which is very nice. And also the length of this light from here to here is about 8 inches or about 20 centimeters. And if we take a look at the flexible part, which is flexible stem, it is about 10 centimeters or 4 inches. So let me just quickly turn this light on and see how the light looks. Okay, so in front of me I've got an extension here, so let me just plug this light in. It's plugged in. So this is the switch, inline switch, that you can use to turn this light on and off. This is a good thing because you don't have to use the main switch. So in this case, I've got individual switches for each socket, but what if you had a socket with only one single switch? So to turn off the light, you will have to remove the plug to turn just the light off. In this case, because it's got its own switch, you can decide whether you want to turn this light on or off without having to affect any other thing that is plugged into the same socket. So let me turn this light on. As you can see, this is how it looks, and you can clearly see that these are the blue LEDs, 1 2 3, and this LED is also blue. So 4 blue LEDs and rest of the LEDs are white, and in total we've got about 16 LEDs in there. So let me just put this on a tank and see how it looks on there. Alright guys, trying this light on my 1 feet tank. So this is a 1 feet by 1 feet cube tank, and I built this using 5 millimeter glass. So let me just put this light on and see how it fits on a 5 millimeter glass. So as you can see, absolutely no problem fitting on a 5 millimeter glass, and this is bendable. So I'm going to bend this towards the tank like so. I think this angle looks very nice. Let me just turn the light on. So use the switch to turn the light on, and as you can see, this is very bright, and this is how the tank looks after using this light. There's a small container there because I was separating two different fish in there which were fighting before, There's a small pothos plant. As you can see, this is how the leaves look. At the back you can see some java moss. Let me give you this angle. You can see this is how the java moss looks. Here's the green color pothos plant, and in there I've got a clown tail female betta fish. This is a wild betta fish. This is not a store bought fish. As you can see, this is how the fish looks in this lighting. Now at the moment the light is mounted on the side, let me put this at the back, which is typically where usually people mount the light. So let me move it from here. Very easy to remove. Putting it at the back, went down very quickly without any hassle. Easy to adjust. Let's see how it looks from the front now. And this is how it looks when you mount the light at the back. If you, let me give you a little wider angle. So the light looks very modern and easily able to illuminate, and this is how the fish looks from the top, and in the reflection you can probably see the LEDs glowing. This is how the fish looks in this lighting. You can see the green color is popping up, and that's how the java moss looking very nice. So very nice light for the price. Now let us quickly do a temperature test. So I'm going to put a small thermometer on top of this. Let me just do that. Alright guys, I've got a small thermometer here. Let's check the current temperature. So as you can see, the current temperature of the room is about 28 degrees Celsius. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mount this thermometer on top of this light with some tape, and we'll check back after 30 minutes. That will tell us what is the temperature of the light after running for 30 minutes. So I'm just using some normal tape to stick the probe on there. Right, now let me start a timer. So the timer is now running. Now we'll come back after 30 minutes and see what is the temperature that this light reaches after running for 30 minutes. Alright guys, so coming in after 35 minutes, let's see what is the temperature now. So as you can see on the thermometer, the temperature only reaches to about 32 degrees Celsius, which is very nice. Now if you remember the previous video on this circular light, the temperature was very high. It was not easy to touch this light when this light was running, and that's why I'm using this aluminum heatsink, which I got from a broken LED bulb, which I put this there to keep this light a little cool. And that's one of the reason, in fact the most important reason, I'm going to recommend this square light over the circular one, and that's because the surface area on this light is much bigger, which will be easier for the heat to dissipate, and because the LEDs are separated a lot, each individual LED will be able to dissipate heat very easily, and that's one of the important reason to buy this light over that one, because durability is very important when you are buying something on a budget. And the other thing is that because the surface of this light is flat compared to this one, this was circular and the surface of this light was not flat, you can easily put any kind of heat sinks. So what I've done here, you can do is you can also buy these are aluminum profile for sliding windows, and this works really well as a heat sink. So you can put one on top, and this light is never going to heat, and heat is one of the major enemy of LEDs, and by using this heat sink or keeping the light cool, you're basically increasing the lifetime of your LED light. So that is something you can do with this light because this is flat. So if you are in the market, I'm going to recommend this one over that one. And finally, let us try this light on a bigger tank. So this is a 1.5 feet cube tank, fairly big size, and this I built with 8mm glass. So let's see how well this light fits on an 8mm glass. Let me push it in, and as you can see, it went in without any problem. So let me just quickly turn the light on. Tank looks on my original light, which is this one. This is a rimless light, as you can see, and on this light I'm using these aluminum sliding window profiles to keep this light cool. And this is how my tank looks. As you can see, there's my crown tail male betta fish, some java moss which is filled with a little bit of algae at the moment. That's my anubias plant. There's one there. So let me turn my main light, original light off. Now let's turn this light on. So as you can see, this is the new light that we just bought, which is a little brighter than the older light, and in the reflection you can see all the LEDs are glowing. Again, same thing. If you look at the bottom, that's my java moss. Looking at the side, this is how my Anubias plants looking, Java moss, another Anubias plant, and that's the crown tail male betta fish. So this is how this blue and purple crown tail male betta fish look, and inside there I've got some females in the container which are separated because of obvious reasons. And if I give you a top look of the female fish, as you can see, this is how they look. This one will usually jump at me, and that's the another one. And this is how the tank looks from the side. Alright guys, so finally let us talk about the durability of this light. So I've been using this light for about 7 days now, 24/7 non-stop, and so far the light is working without any problem. Now about an year ago I bought this LY307 light, and this is still working despite overheating. Now, as with many other things in life, I cannot tell you for sure whether this light will work very long or not, but so far for the past 7 days this light has been working without any problem. So there is that. So there we go. This was my video on this squared light, the same model number LY307 from the same brand Lini, a 6.4 watt light, a little bigger one with a bigger aluminium substrate, which is easier to cool and thereby increasing the life of this light. So I recommend this one over the circular one, as you can see here. Although this one is a little easier to put on a fish bowl if your fish bowl is very small. This one is much easier to put on a normal size tank, or you can also put this on a fish bowl without any problem. So there is that. Anyways, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.